name? My name is Richard. Wait.
Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to Toronto TV. Can each of you please introduce yourself? Let's begin with our young lady first.
Hi, my name is Caitlin Lung, currently in grade 11, and I am one of the 3 founders of Kids to Kids of the nonprofit organization.
Hi, my name is Richard Lee, and I am also currently in grade 11 and also one of the founders of Kids to Kids organization.
Hi, my name is Andrew Xia. I'm in grade 11, and I'm the final founder of the Kids to Kids nonprofit organization.
Thank you. Can you please
What
tell
about
us?
me? I'm Joseph. I'm the Toronto TV producer. Hi, nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you too.
Thank you all.
Okay.
Can you please tell us what is the Kids to Kids organization about it?
Yeah, so starting back in March of 2019 during the pandemic chaos, when we were all forced into online classes and stuck at home, it really didn't take us long to realize the struggles faced by underprivileged kids worldwide. And for this organization is about giving back to the community's youth, especially the ones who often get overlooked, became a real priority. And that's what got us started with Kids to Kids Club, a nonprofit we set up to make a real difference. We believe that every child, regardless of their background or circumstances, deserve equal access to educational opportunities. And through Kids to Kids Club, we hope our effort can help contribute to a brighter future for these young students.
Thank you. I have a question. Why it called Kids to Kids?
Yeah, so the name Kids to Kids was chosen for our organization because it perfectly encapsulates the essence of what we're all about. Our organization is entirely founded and operated by high school kids, including myself, and the driving force behind our mission is to make a true positive impact on the lives of other kids. And by naming our organization Kids to Kids, we want to convey the idea that it's a movement initiated by us, kids, with the primary objective of helping and supporting other kids, helping foster a sense of unity among the kids from various types of backgrounds, signifying a connection that truly just goes beyond just providing assistance.
So can I have a question to you all three? So you say kids to kids, like kid help kids. Is that right? So while it looks like that you all three helping other kids, but while you are helping other kids process, do you mean that you're also helping yourself, developing yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say like the skills that we have developed through the creation and further pushing of the Kids to Kids program has been like an extremely vital part of my personal growth, and I'm sure it's been a very big part of Caitlin, Richard, and Zine's growth as well. And I feel like for me, this program has really opened my eyes to the world and what I can really do if I put my mind to something and how many people I can really help.
Yeah, so like adding on to Andrew, we're basically helping, like we'll talk about this later, but we're actually teaching other kids. And while we're the role of the teacher, we're able to understand, since we're still students, we'll be able to put our feet into our teacher's shoes, understanding how to teach students and how to behave and what do we want for our students.
Thank you. I could imagine by the time we fled back to 2019, you and your team were all young children. I mean, it is a huge achievement for all of you who have been doing this for 5 years. Well, how did you come out with the idea and start it?
Yeah, so like as Caitlin pointed out, people have been accustomed to working and learning from home due to COVID. And it happened like on a single evening around 2 months before 2019 summer. And my mother had an acquaintance who worked at a school in southern China and told us about this a remote community with arduous transportation and outdated technology. So from kindergarten through grade 3, there's only a single teacher that supervises a class of children at the school. So and the teacher was not able to like fluently speak English, which prevented her from instructing students in teaching English. But for them to advance to a different city school, they must pursue higher grades, and they also required to pass a second language exam. So then we decided to like assist and help these students in achieving their goals to possibly giving them a brighter future. My mother located an IT acquaintance in China who could help us set up internet and audiovisual equipment in a classroom in order to enable online communication and Zoom classes. Thus, this is why we initiated an English teaching program, which eventually evolved into the Kids to Kids organization and established in April 2019, marking the embarkation of the K to K journey.
Right. And so Richard came to me with this idea of helping these underprivileged kids in China, and this is really how the Kids to Kids organization was established. As he said, it was established in 2019, and it went through the height of the pandemic, and it's just been developing this whole time, and now it's like a very, very important organization. And we've done lessons, entertainment, forms of entertainment, donations, etc. And since the summer of 2019, the organization has seen much success and has held activities such as English lessons, ski camps, and basketball camps.
Oh, that sounds great. Like which program has been running the longest? Can you tell me disclose some more details?
Yeah, of course. Well, like I said before, our first the basis of how Kids to Kids started was the English class, and twice a week in our English class, we use Zoom to communicate with these kids in China in these rural schools, and we used English textbooks plus flashcards, songs, etc. And we really did this in order to help not only the student but also the teacher to teach these kids. And over the course of these years, these students have been very hardworking. And this year, all students were able to pass the provincial English test. And we see this as a very, very large victory for us and these students. And we want to continue to build on them.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Andrew, Richard, you continue before.
Okay.
I'll ask my question. Yeah.
So one thing I wanted to add was that during the English classes, we also integrated Canadian culture and like instructions to the curriculum for the Canadian curriculum, and we introduced our cultural heritage of Canada in addition to its festivals and national holidays. So in preparation for them, when they possibly move to Canada, they'll be able to understand some of our culture and information about Canada. We also taught them some necessary languages by showing them how Canadian kids celebrate such days through YouTube videos and flashcards. We also extended an invitation for them to join us in celebrating by sending them items for like Thanksgiving, Christmas, Halloween, and more. Their teachers sent us some photos from the parties, and it all made us like very happy because we were able to understand and acknowledge that we create an influence on these children, on like these tiny group of like bright kids.
Okay. My question is that the curriculum is who developed the curriculum, or you bought it, or where do you find it?
We found this in on Bing Duo. Oh no, sorry. Oh, sorry, the curriculum.
Yeah, curriculum. Yeah.
The curriculum was based off, I think, an English textbook. And so we basically like every week we'd create Google Slides based off the textbook, and we would take screenshots from the textbook and paste it onto the slides. And basically we just went through these pages on the textbook, and we explained each page in detail along with examples.
So it's a Canadian school education curriculum.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So a follow-up question is that like you guys like live in Canada, you live in I mean study in an English environment, right? So you learn English is like a piece of cake. But if you look at say people, the students, the kids in China, they are a Chinese language society. Do you see any like teaching barriers or cultural differences while you are teaching them English?
Yeah, for sure. There were some restrictions when we were teaching the kids, of course, because I'm limited with my Chinese capabilities. So we had my mother, for example, help us sometimes say some words I want to say in Chinese. And also we use sometimes Google Translate to help us communicate to these children.
But you told us that they are progressing well. They do
Yeah,
good, right?
yeah, they're doing really well.
This year as we stayed, all of the students were able to pass their provincial English test, which is a major goal that we want to achieve.
Well, I mean, that wonderful prize that you are like delivering Canadian culture to your students, like opening a window to the world. Thank you, guys. I have noticed that apart from teaching the English, your team also organized a ski day camp. Can you please tell me something about that?
Yeah, sure. So the Kids to Kids Ski Day operates during the winter. So this is actually the second time we actually completed this operation, and it just ended on January 2nd, so not too long ago. So on the Kids to Kids Ski Day, we bring all the young teachers and students to St. Louis on a single day where we start a 9 to 3 session. Kids can be dropped off by their parents in the morning and picked up at 3 p.m. Our teachers follow a customized curriculum during the day for the students of all ages and skill levels. Our ski day offers a small ratio of instructors to students to guarantee the children will have an enjoyable time while constantly improving their skills.
Thank you. May I ask, how did you come up with this idea?
Right. So, like we first thought of the idea of the ski camp, when me and Richard were working at a snow school, the last 2 winters, and I noticed there was a rise in accessibility for affordable ski lessons where I would have students come in and then never come back. And they would only come in for like around like one lesson or two lessons. And so I talked to my students and their parents, and they mentioned to me that they could only attend ski lessons once or twice a year because the parents could not like just flat out not afford expensive lesson fees, even though they were enjoying the lessons and they were enjoying skiing. And so taking this information, I really thought about it, and I mentioned to Richard and we tried to discuss like a plan on how we can, first of all, lessen the cost of these ski lessons and also bring the same type of lesson, the same type of feeling of these lessons to these students without just charging them that much money. So me and Richard kind of discussed this idea and we came up with the idea of the ski camp.
Yeah, so when Andrew and I talked this idea, we acknowledged that there could be a cheaper cost for these kinds of programs. So, but there's another reason why, which was I had some buddies who were unlicensed teachers and they didn't have the right to teach yet, but they were also contributing a factor in this program. So we were aware of their aptitude for their instruction, like being able to guide these children and teach, but they weren't licensed yet. So we assigned them as assistant instructors. They were assistant instructors and they were really beneficial to our program as they were getting ready for a ski test as ski instructors, and we provide them with like opportunities to practice their teaching skills on our students. So hence for like all these reasons, we initiated the Kids to Kids Ski Day.
Great. I just want to add on like another idea. As you know, as we stated like multiple times before, the Kids to Kids program was started off the English class, which where we were helping kids outside of our community. Um, but how we also wanted to help kids inside our community of Canada and Toronto. And so we saw the ski camp as a beneficial way to do this as well.
Mhm.
Joseph, do you have any questions?
Yeah. I think one day ski camp would not make you become a professional skier, right? So, but I think it's kind of experience camp so that people can taste the skiing, the fun, right? But I really like your two approach. First, English class. That's for intellectual, right? So knowledge based. And then the second one is ski class for physical. All right. So kids need to be intellectually and also physically fit or good, right? So then for like projecting the idea of like experience camp, have you thought about more other experience camps like fencing or sports shooting or basketball or whatever?
Right. Well, like, it's funny that you mentioned that because we actually did start a basketball camp over the summer. Um, Me and Richard started that, and it was basically very similar to the ski camp, where we volunteered to teach a bunch of beginners at basketball. Yeah, that was is basically it was really similar to the ski camp. However, the sport was just basketball.
Mhm.
Yeah, and just like adding on to that, one of our like future goals for Kids to Kids is to create more programs that one of our hobbies would be, and just like using our hobbies to benefit communities all around the world.
That's great. Okay, I want to ask some like deeper question about ski camp. Like for example, like I know some of you are licensed ski instructors, some of them not. But well, like how does your teaching experience different between the kids to kids ski camp or teaching at a slow school?
Yeah, I can answer this. So I know both me and Andrew were instructing at a ski school called Dagmar. So first one of the differences were the time limit. So for at Dagmar, we were only given an hour and 30 minutes to teach these students. So we had to get these kids on the slope as soon and as fast as possible and cover all the materials in that specific time period. While in our specific program, we're teaching the exact same kids on a single day for 3 hours per session. So we will put them on the slope for 3 hours, let them gradually like feel more comfortable with their skis or snowboards, and then give them to lunch, and then put them back on the slopes again for 3 hours straight. Another thing that we did differently was our KTK's teaching philosophy, which was way more different than Dagmar and our snow schools, as we placed a strong emphasis on student involvement and interaction. It enables us to give them a more personalized approach by taking recommendations from the parents and also looking at how the students are involving and such. We also like dedicated our entire class period to them and often gave them like comprehensive support to help them develop and appreciate their skiing abilities.
Right. And adding on to that, I feel like our camps have less of a professional um vibe and more of like a friendly vibe. And so I felt that really helped the students feel like we're more friends than coaches. And we would really ski and have lunch and spend time together. And also the Kids to Kids organization offered a completely new approach to learning and teaching skiing. And so basically our lessons weren't like following a complete plan, like a concrete plan that was created beforehand. And that really made our lessons more malleable and changeable. And so the instructors were encouraged to ask the kids and parents what they wanted to learn and what they want to do, instead of following along a lesson plan. And I feel like that really made the lesson more engaging and fun for the students, which was really our biggest goal.
Yeah, and I just want to echo what Richard and Andrew said. I recently joined Kids to Kids as a ski instructor, And from the first ski camp, which was on January 2nd, it was definitely very different in a good way. And for me, the major difference was that usually the shifts at snow schools were 1 to 2 hours. And yeah, these longer periods of time from like 4 hours onward, it gave us more time to focus on improvement for them. And ultimately, is also more productive because it would make the whole experience more enjoyable for them, as it would allow us to connect on a deeper level. We would talk more with them, they would have more fun. And at the end of the day, like 4 hour sessions, we see them develop their confidence from the beginning where they're scared to the end where they can go down a full green. And it just shows how a prolonged period of time can help them really develop their confidence.
Thank you. I have just heard that Zing said you just new joined the organization. Can you tell me why you wanted to join this team?
Yeah, I'm really grateful to be part of this team now. I've had a passion for skiing. I've skied since five, and I also have some racing background. But I recently got my level one last year, and I'm getting my level two this year, and I thought I could use it to teach some kids. And I really enjoy the whole process, especially seeing students improve. Like I really like when I take a video at the start and then at the end, you're really amazed at how much they just can improve in such a short amount of time. And specifically speaking about Kids to Kids, I think it's a great organization, and that obviously also extends beyond skiing. Not only can you make new connections with the students, but you can also make new connections with the organizers. Like I met UCC peers in grade 11 that I didn't know prior to joining, and like my first ski camp last week, I met Richard and Phelan, and I'm looking forward to meeting others in the future as well. And yeah, as part of a member, I think I could also gain a lot of experience by also being proactive and providing any new ideas. I'm currently an executive member, and my roles would be to like, work and volunteer closely with all the programs. And if I get a bigger leadership role, I think that I could even bring like some of my hobbies in, such as chess or also coding. And yeah, I think it's just a great organization overall.
Thank you.
So
Um,
I have a question. All right. You guys are so young, right? So energetic. What about, I mean, the kids' parents, do they have confidence, I mean, in you guys, like teaching their kids?
Yeah, like I completely understand that worry. But like I said before, our primary coaches are all licensed instructors who have passed the CSIA course that requires you to take a exam in order
Mm-hmm.
to license and a certification. And so I feel like that really helps I guess ease our parents' minds, and like we understand because we know it's a very big responsibility. Skiing can be dangerous, but we're all like licensed instructors, um, and we all know what we're doing. And even the assistant coaches who may not be licensed are very experienced with skiing and are very experienced with teaching children. So we feel pretty confident, which allows the parents to also feel confident in trusting us.
yeah, I understand why Joseph asking this question, because beyond the trustworthy parents to like get to between the young coaches. So I want to ask you, what's the biggest challenge for you guys to keep running this ski camp?
Yeah, I mean, I would say the biggest challenge or the most difficult part was launching the camp itself. And so once we formed our coaching group and we collected all our teachers and coaches, it was kind of difficult to get attention and even like participants in our camps. And so we did this by promoting our ski camps to local communities through advertisements, school parent group chats. And also, I would like to give a big thank you. I feel like this is a time to Markham Education trustee, Miss Melody Sun, because she was the one who helped us promote this camp in our like constituency. And he really helped us get this ski camp out. And so we solved this issue by really coming together and promoting this to our community. And once we did that, it wasn't really difficult stuff because it's a very, very good thing to do for a community, and I think many people recognize it as such.
Yeah. So like what Andrew said, I agree, like starting is always the hardest thing. So as we continue, as I like to thank also Melody's son for helping us start this organization, one of the things that I found most challenging was like I wanted to keep our connections with the parents. So hopefully we can prolong our relationship and possibly over time help them like get their kids into all our different types of programs so we can always see their faces and we can really have a long-term relationship with them. So it was also like I think Zine, Andrew, Kaylin can agree with me, but it was really difficult for like me to balance my extracurricular and academic responsibilities because like most of our instructors are in grade 11 or 12, which are like really critical years before college. And however, when I see my pupils smile, my students smile and express gratitude, it really inspires me to continue doing like in these years, many to come, to like provide the same experience later in the future.
Okay.
Additionally, we have like currently over 30 people on our team. Some are middle schoolers like my sister and some are in same grade. Likewise, I would like to express my gratitude to our newest member, Zine, to coming into our new nonprofit organization. And with any luck, this will open more doors for young educators like Zine and allow them to flexibly work with gifted and amazing students.
Yeah. One of the challenges that we encounter, I would say, is also time. Although we would love to run these programs throughout the day, 24/7, the reality is that we do have a lot of time constraints due to what Richard mentioned, school and outside extracurriculars, especially with the growth of the organization and all the additional other programs we are running. So while we strive to deliver impactful programs to all the children, the restriction of time is still a big challenge.
So I have a question. Say, sooner or later, you guys will go to university or going abroad for studying. What about the succession plan or sustainability of the kids-to-kids organizations?
Yeah. So like just as I said, like having newer members like Zine and later on, hopefully we could transcend our like all our professions and ideas onto him and the newest members to come. So yeah.
Yeah, Richard did mention we do have 30 people on our team and we're hoping to grow this team. So when we do go off to college and we aren't able to continue this organization, we can pass down our roles to some of these people.
Yeah.
So don't forget those kids in China. You did taught them English. What about that? Will they be one day like teaching kids in China too? I mean, the kids in China teaching kids in China English too?
Yeah, hopefully that's really our philosophy where we try to start a chain of giving back to the community.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So just give you an example, like a non-profit organization in Canada, they do helping the kids in Sichuan. It's a very poor area. The kids will have to walk 4 hours for schooling, but they have been doing like more than like about 20 years. So then what they see some of the students before came back to teach the kids in China. All right. So that we'll see it's quite a rewarding. Rewarding means like the student before now is the teacher now, so they can continue like the torch, right? I mean, continue the mission. Yeah. So I hope, okay. So, but anyway, I see like and future in you guys too. Yeah.
That's a great, that's a very great case. Probably if you guys can think about. So thank you all for being here today. I appreciate your generosity, commitment to serving our community. I wish each of you a very best and a bright future ahead. Once again, thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Happy New Year, guys!